Welcome to New Mexico, everyone. Tuba scouting for the new New Mexico winter route, winter-friendly route is about to begin. So this is our first section of dirt. We're somewhere below Tucumcari and San Juan and a little west of Grady. We punched through a bunch of rain to get here. There's supposed to be some snow over there. It's questionable. There was a lot of rain before we got here, but it's beautiful sunny skies right now. About 52 degrees. Shirt sleeve weather. There's a little bit of puddles on the road, but I think we're going to be in good shape. Let's see what happens. We've only got about another 700 miles. All right, we are in House, New Mexico. And yeah, it's been an adventure so far. Hasn't it, Rich?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, my. I would say we were probably 80% of this way, less than 2 miles into the route. That said, we made, there's 1 mile unscouted right now, but we made it. It's a good thing we were in four-wheel drive, or had a four-wheel drive. Good so far. So in-house, how far into the route is this?
89 miles.
89 miles from San Juan. 89 miles from San Juan. There's a school over there. There's a farm co-op with a spigot. There's houses here. Here's a post office. Usually post offices don't have water spigots. Yeah, that's not, Rich just said no water spigot, not a surprise. But you're not, yeah, you make it to house, you're not gonna die. There were houses all along the route, but the idea for this one is probably planned to be able to go 100 miles without resupply at a time. That's what we're shooting for. We'd like to, you know, where we can, they'll be closer together, but the further west you get on the Tuba Trail, the further in between resupply points you're going to be. Check it out. So here's the deal.
What?
I'm talking to the camera, Rich.
Okay, all right.
Here's the deal. You see that very sweet looking squiggly road over there?
Yeah.
That winds up over there, and that's gonna be, there's no rock on that road. And so far, what's our experience been with roads without rocks today, Rich?
They're very slippery and very difficult to turn around in.
Yeah. So hey, for anybody shopping for a real deal four-wheel drive, Colorado ZR2, most capable vehicle I've ever had. Beats the Jeeps, beats the Titan. I'm very impressed by that truck and what it's gotten us out of so far. The Mescalero Escarpment, our geography expert here.
No, I just looked it up.
Oh, okay. Our Google expert here.
There you go.
So far, yes, we're slogging through it. I like to scout routes shortly after a rain to see what the worst case scenario is.
What?
You don't want to be on this route shortly after a rain.
What effects does heavy rainfall have on rattlesnakes?
On rattlesnakes?
Does it drive them down so we're not going to encounter them because it drives them down?
I wouldn't know.
Okay.
Are you scared of rattlesnakes?
I don't like them, but I thought you were an expert at it.
I don't know about that part of it. All right. So what? On to Fort Sumner from here?
Go there.
Well, when you get close to the vegetation, that's when you're close to the rattlesnakes,
Oh,
Rich.
okay. So that's an important safety tip.
Is that a rainbow or what? Check it, and it's getting better by the minute. It's a double rainbow up the left side. Full rainbow, end to end. Sweet. All right, y'all. We followed the rainbow, came backwards at the route, and it looks wet still, but hey, we made it all the way out to this point. Let's see if we can make it back up the hill backwards. And this will be an extremely successful scout. Let's not get cocky yet, though. Shit can go sideways quick.
Well, we're just going to have an incline. We could go on an incline.
The incline I'm fine with. I think we're good. I think we're
amazing.
good.
It did not look like this for months.
It looked a lot wet. Man, I wouldn't call it dry, but it's not wet.
It's bicycleable.
Yeah, you could do it on a bicycle for sure. They do. I would have gotten to that if I'd started to go down and said we're going to back up. Too risky.
Yeah. Look at this.
This looks familiar. And this is why we scout.
It is why we scout.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of TUBA, New Mexico scouting. We've had to call a couple audibles, but man, this is good stuff. We're super excited. So we went from Fort Sumter to Vaughn last night. The original route used a good bit of Highway 60 with no shoulder. Spots we had looked at, it looked like it was going to be safe, but when we actually scouted it and drove, it's like, I'm not going to send bicycles down that. So we got to Vaughn and created a reroute out of Fort Sumner that basically gets us. We found some new dirt roads, and we're liking what we're seeing so far. And man, it's a beautiful morning. Hey, I need some help from y'all. We saw the weirdest thing this morning. I don't know what it was, but basically, call it from like 5:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. I think today's November 22nd. As we're driving eastbound from Vaughn to Fort Sumner on Highway 60, east, southeast in the sky was just this persistent bright light that we thought it was Venus at first. And it just stayed in the same spot. And as the sun came up, even as the twilight was getting into the gray and there was yellow underneath it, it was still visible, and it pretty much stayed in the same spot. So it's something out in space would be my guess, but I don't know what it was. If anybody has any, we saw it basically in the same position for almost 30 minutes, which that was odd. And it was super bright, not huge, but super bright. But by the time the sun fully rose, we couldn't see it anymore. So if anybody knows what that might have been, I would love to hear about it. Leave a comment below. But man, check this all out, all over here. And yes, the truck is a mess, but it's all good. And this is the difference. Roads like this were a complete mess yesterday, and we had a cool night with breeze. and firm as a rock now. So fantastic. We're about to see a bunch of new stuff that we have high hopes for. All right, everyone, checking in for the midday update. Yes, we have found the mountains. Pretty cool, pretty slick, pretty sweet. Enjoying the heck out of this. So, this is why we scout. We've run into a couple of reroutes that we need to do. We had a couple happy little accidents. I think we're calling this section of the route the Bob Rouse section. We're all about the happy little accidents, and it's even better than we could have hoped for. Welcome to day 3 of TUBA, New Mexico scouting. Day 3 is our final day for this trip. We're hoping that we get almost to the Arizona border. If we get close enough, we don't have to go all the way to Arizona on this trip, because I know the last several miles we'll go through, not a problem. We're heading this way now. We came from over there, and like I said, every day is just extraordinarily different, really cool stuff. We just kind of went through a little area that's a big old contrail. Uh-oh, what's going on? Contrails everywhere. Or do you think they're chemtrails? Leave your comments below. Some weird stuff up in there. I'll just leave it at that. I think we're getting to some really cool stuff this way. Yesterday was a fantastic day and completely different from what we had originally planned. So calling that our Bob Ross day. Bunch of happy little accidents that made a fantastic stretch, and we found a choice little patch of heaven, huge patch of heaven, that we're going to turn into a multi-day event, New Mexico centric, and we're just, yeah, it's going to be astounding. More coming soon. Maybe we'll find some stuff to update you with. But we got to knock out a lot of miles today to get done. Fantastic trip so far. Okay. This may not be my smartest move of this trip. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, bypass is the way to go. Some say.
Nice and firm. We're good. Oh, piece of cake. We did it, y'all. We made it to Arizona. Let me get to Arizona. It's a little slimy up here. A little bit of snow. Snow melt. It did give us problems earlier. We did have to reroute from the plan. Welcome to Arizona. We made it. We will explain the adventures in more in depth, but it's, man, this, Rich, was this last section glorious, or was this last section glorious?
It was a glorious end to a beat down 3 days.
So many stories to tell. We'll catch up on that later.
What we need is a good campfire.